7 o'clock. What's the temperature out there? Can you see the thermometer? Neither can I. What's wrong with these windows? They're all wet, but it's not raining. You guys may not be in a hurry, but I'm kind of in a hurry. Let's do this. Do this. Get it? This window looks fine. You guys ready? Let's do this. T-Rex in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Out the door. And check the thermometer, 73 degrees. The sun's now been up for nearly 2 hours, so the temperature is now lifting away from the dew point. Dew, simply put, is the temperature at which dew forms. And because you have the air conditioning going on inside of the house, dew forms on the chilled glass as well as everything that's outdoors. In this very humid atmosphere, the morning regional roundup that I got at about 6 a.m., the temperature, black number, in the low 70s, the dew point, blue number, in the low 70s. In much of New England, note that central Maine, the temperature and the dew point are closer to 60. So yeah, we are in a sort of marginal heat wave, and there's a heat advisory again for much of New England. It definitely is not as extreme as that one we had in June, and nighttime low temperatures got down to 70 in a lot of spots, so it's been worse. I've had plenty of nights where it did not even get down to 75 during recent heat waves. Look at this outdoor cushion. It's so interesting. It's not even new. It's old, but it still repels water. But there's your heavy dew on the grass. Oh, I hear some banging. What's going on down here? There's a heat advisory, but the workers keep on working. Mass concrete. Looks like they're going to build some new forms. Be interesting to see what they do with that mudslide down there. They're going to dig that mud out. Okay, we're getting another layer here. Interesting. So there's some now carpentry going on covering up the cement wall. That's not cement, Tim. It's Portland concrete. So that's a work in progress, as is this weather forecast. There are some changes now. It looks like the Friday front has been moved to tomorrow. So the Friday front is now a Thursday front. And the Sunday night Monday thing has been moved to Saturday night Sunday. Possible mesoscale convective system coming through New England. And the heat is going to break now. It looks like tomorrow night. Here's the Boston meteogram with a temperature only in the mid-80s, but you have a heat advisory because the dew point is in the lower 70s. And I think this temperature is underdone. Boston yesterday got to about 88 or 89, but a little bit further inland, the temperature did get in the lower 90s, all the way up to Burlington, Vermont. And the temperature is going to go down now, it looks like tomorrow night, and the dew point also going down tomorrow night. And the temperature by Saturday, it looks like it's only about 80 degrees, but then the dew point and temperature are going to come back up a little bit on Sunday. There's a quick moving weather system. Looks like it could be a hard hitter, actually. And then on Monday, it cools off again, and then heat builds again next week with a threat for more thunderstorms. So more of the same. This is going to be day 3 of year 14 teaching Launch Your Meteorology Career at the Blue Hill Observatory. And Michael Page is coming today. So Michael Page and I used to work on television together. I've been a big fan of Michael's forever. Steve, you want to come watch Michael? Okay, we'll make a video of that. So let's do the forecast. I think I'm going to skip over the short range. Look at we got to do some current conditions, don't we? We'll want to look at the view from 21,000 miles up in the sky, looking down at New England, which shows just some low clouds and patchy fog. So a lot of sunshine here. The big thunderstorms are well off and east of the mid-Atlantic states, those clouds off to the south of New England. So maybe there'll be a day without flash flooding over the middle Atlantic states, where yesterday it was widespread, Virginia, North Carolina, but not in New England. In New England yesterday, well, we had some interesting clouds. There was this thunderstorm that formed right over North Amherst, Massachusetts, and the top of it blew off over my house. It sheared apart about 6 o'clock, but we have AG that got this view of that lone Monadnock-type towering cumulonimbus over central Massachusetts. He got it from the north, and also here in eastern Massachusetts, Ant in Plymouth County was taking a picture of a cloud near Brockton, and I was taking a picture of from in Canton. So that was kind of interesting, a couple of towering cumulonimbus yesterday. So A couple of people did get some raindrops, but for the most part, yesterday was a day without any flash flooding in New England. And today is another day without any flash flooding in New England. But tomorrow we bring back the showers and thunderstorms with the threat for perhaps some severe weather, especially western New England late tomorrow. And I'm going to skip over the short range guidance. You know, our global guidance has been doing a better job trying to predict when we're going to have these thunderstorms. When I say looks like maybe it's a front next Monday or Tuesday, like I said last week, and sure enough, we had more rain than the short range guidance. And when I show these maps from like a week back, some of the global models did a better job saying it was going to be a really rainy day from 4 or 5 days out than the short range high resolution models did. So that's why I'm pretty much skipping over that and going right to the Euro. And plus I got to go to work at the Blue Hill. And so here's the Euro going forward, and we have the 576 thickness over us today. There are showers and storms to our south and to our west, to our north, but New England is a mostly dry day and a bit of a breeze. More from south-southwest. Oh, I forgot to check the sailboat forecast timeout. Oh, I didn't. It's a race day in Hingham Bay. So my estimate is you're going to be south, probably about 180 degrees, somewhere in there. Maybe south-southwest, 210 degrees. It's the direction the wind is coming from at maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour. How's that sound? It's sort of like what it is right now, but it'll be picking up a little bit as the sun mixes out the atmosphere and then diminishes during the evening. So that's my estimate on the race forecast. Now back to the Euro, already in progress, showing tomorrow with that front coming in from the northwest and the showers and thunderstorms, especially heavy late in the day and the evening, may survive all the way to the coast and move offshore on Friday. So the frontal passage is now Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and Friday. That's cooler and drier air advection. It's still warm, probably in the 80s in southern New England, but the dew point comes down into the 50s. Dew point may come down into the 40s at the Canadian border Friday night and Saturday morning. Heavy dew with a temperature in the 40s in northern New England Saturday morning with that high going right over us. But it doesn't last long. That high is going to move right offshore, and all of a sudden here comes a wave on a warm front, and it looks beefy, and it's really sped up, and it's back to where we were 48 hours ago with it tracking right across central New England. Sunday, we wake up to the showers and downpours, and maybe they clear out on Sunday afternoon as that low goes to 999 going off the coast of Maine. That's a steep looking pressure drop, and then fall with the wind picking up back on Sunday night and Monday. Here comes another one of those nice high pressure systems out of Canada, and that's going to bring the humidity and the temperature right back down for Monday and Tuesday. Meanwhile, on the south side of that high, more flooding over the mid-Atlantic states, and there may be a tropical system coming out of the Gulf of Mexico but dissipating in the deep south, but that could add to moisture to some of these potential mesoscale convective systems that the guidance is trying to bring toward New England next Wednesday and Thursday. I note the 588 thickness over the middle of the nation, extreme heat in the central plains. I even saw a 594 thickness in there over Nebraska next Wednesday, Thursday, and we are on the edge of that heat. The forecast now goes out 240 hours to Friday, July 25th, and the 582 thickness is very close. It's off to our west-southwest, so the temperature is going to be going back up into the 90s if this is right, and I'm fairly confident this is right because there's such heat expanding across the middle of the nation that we may end up with temperatures close to 100 again by days 9 and 10. That would be next Thursday and Friday. But look at the packed gradient in Canada, all those red lines. There's a serious front on our doorstep that would come in next weekend and kind of quash any heat that we get late next week. So a potential heat wave again next, say, probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with the threat of some of those mesoscale convective systems once again. And we are in right now day 2 of a heat wave here, and the workers working outdoors didn't get the memo. You need a note from your weatherman? Take the day off? No. So I got one of the students on our lunch here, weather career there at the Blue Hill, Hannah from Texas, says, y'all have a heat advisory up here for temperatures in the upper 80s? What a joke. We were at 100 degrees every day. She lives in north central Texas, and she missed the flooding, but we had an interesting conversation about the flooding and the misunderstandings or the misinformation regarding weather modification not being a factor in Texas flooding. And there were warnings, but anyhow, that's a different subject for a different day with a different person. This is TK now, going to go to the Enmore from yesterday, where we started the day at Blue Hill because I had forgot my laptop, so much of the Enmore starts at Blue Hill, and then we come back to Weymouth And of course, we had a fabulous sunset with a dog and a couple of cats. So I think our dog is somewhere around here, and there's our cat. Oh yeah, I wanted to show some of the work I did in the garden. So since I weeded out that lettuce, it was mostly chowed by the rabbits. So I freed the lettuce, and then the rabbits kind of ate it. And yesterday I finally got some time. I did prune the Montauk's, and it's going to be kind of not the best Montauk bloom this year because it took a lot of hits during the big dig last winter. So the Montauk's in rough shape, but it'll be better next year. And I did a little euonymus, but yesterday I really worked on freeing the tomatoes from the weeds. And then my last little section is going to be in there. I'm going to free them this evening if I have the time. There are some tomatoes down in there, so we do have a bit of a garden. And when you're pruning your tomatoes and you haven't done it in a long time, you got to make some tough decisions, like which suckers to cut. And hopefully you didn't get a main stem, but you lose some quantity for quality when you prune out your tomatoes, and got a whole bucket full there. So did some pruning yesterday, so we made progress. I love working in the garden in the evening, watching the sun go down with the pets, and hopefully we do that again today. And here's and more from yesterday. And more. 9 a.m. Stratocumulus is burned off. Fun being up in it here at the Blue Hill Observatory, oldest continuous weather data in the North American continent, well, at least United States. Where it's day 2 of year 14 of Launch Your Meteorology Career, and I think I'm allowed to show the students today. Amazing, the Euro Meteogram said it was going to turn mostly sunny in Boston, and there it is, mid-level instability. Anemometers, anemometers, anemometers. It's make your first ever weather map for the day you were born, which I think is pretty fun. I don't know if anyone else teaches how to make weather maps using the day you were born. Not your birthday this year, but the day you were born. Who had bombogenesis on their birthday? Emma did. 959 low over Labrador. That's amazing. Everyone had something. Fujiwara, Arctic blast, decaying hurricane, Earl, Father's Day, nor'easter, spring nor'easter. What else am I forgetting? Record heat, tornadoes. All right, we hear an eastern towhee, thanks to my Cornell app, at 2 o'clock here. We've got an eastern towhee outside the Blue Hill Observatory, where it's a really interesting day. There's some pretty clean, dry air and subsidence aloft, but then there's instability with these cumulus reaching up down below. It'd be fun to drive in a plane. Oh, plane. See that? Look at that cloud. It's gorgeous, cumulus clouds reaching up. So I saw there was a little thunderstorm in Rhode Island, and it looks like there's some rain over the North Shore. So with the boundary right over us, we just don't have the upper level support for the heavy downpours. So we're getting spared today, so far anyway. All right, Tim, back to school. We're doing surface analysis for the day they were born. Forensic meteorology. When you look back at the day you were born, this is the funnest part. Was there a nor'easter? Was there a blizzard? Was there a hurricane? Was there a tornado? Surface analysis 101.
We do not all fit in a 15-passenger van, I know. Don will take up some of you, and I will take the other larger portion of you. We're going to national letters.
4 o'clock, closing time at the observatory. What a fabulous Florida-like sky. In Florida, they call these Florida mountains. A lot of instability, a lot of moisture in those clouds, but just not releasing, which I don't think I hear any complaints about. Okay, I saw this sign that said farm stand. We're right on the backside of Meditech here at the base of the Blue Hill. And so there's a farm stand. Who knew? Look how green this grass is thanks to that rainstorm last week. Planes are landing from the south. Got some real nice chunky cumulus clouds. Maybe a little bit of a sea breeze front. There's got to be some echoes showing up on radar now. I can see precipitation showing up, coming out of the top of that cloud right there. 4 o'clock, I just checked the radar. Brookfield Farm, looking south. Sure enough, quite the echo right over Brockton to Whitman. Looks like we got about a 10,000 foot cloud, and it's dropping water. Very similar to the same place last week where we had this unexpected downpour on an otherwise mostly dry day. Gorgeous. Who's getting that downpour? Farm stand Tuesday and Thursday 2 to 6:30, Saturday 9 to 1. Pick your own flower map. I think I'm just gonna settle for stuff that's already picked. There's a heat advisory in effect after all. I was kind of hoping there'd be some tomatoes. They're not quite ready, or lettuce, and maybe that's gone by, I don't know. But beautiful location, and there's the tower at the top of the Blue Hill right there. Ron Simon has tomatoes. He's had them for 2 weeks. Oh, but they got a greenhouse. All right, glad I stopped by. Brookfield Farm. Live at 5, we're back in the homestead here, and Mitt is on the laptop that I remembered to bring home today, and I see there's only one shower left now. It's right over in North Amherst, Massachusetts. The ones we had near Brockton evaporated, and we've got a lot of blue sky here. This thermometer not really hitting the direct sun. What's it say? Well, maybe it is 100 degrees there. What are the real temperatures? Mitt, do you mind if I try and look at the real temperatures here? Oh, they're not updating. Of course they're not updating. And Mitt's in the way. There we go. Logan Airport's only 86, but looks like 90 in Bedford, 92 up around Manchester or Nashua, and 90 all the way up to Burlington, Vermont. So, day 1 of a heat wave for a few people in New England. What was that, Steve? Are you shedding? No, someone's cutting your hair off. T-Rex, you ready? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thought it was a sauna this morning. It's really a sauna now. And that thermometer's getting hit by the sun. It says 92. Oh, Mitt's coming out. Come on out, Mitt. Sure, why not? Everyone else is doing it. Come on. AC is on in the house. Come on. Mitt always has to take his own route. A little skittish. You go that way, Mitt. No one's tied up. T-Rex has been inside for hours. And Steve's at Steve's Rock. Oh, boy. Oh, there's that little baby bird from this morning. Come on, what are you doing over here? Yeah, there you go. You go that way. Good job. Stay away from Steve. And our swimmer. Hello, swimmer. Good day for it. And there's our subsidence over the ocean. So the only shower in town now is that one over North Amherst. Interesting day. Some days you have a front over you and nothing happens. Oh, wow, you can just barely make out the top of that cloud that's way out there over the Connecticut River. That's pretty cool. And then there's a whole bunch more flash flooding that's happening down over southern Virginia today. So the Northeast is not experiencing flash flooding right this second. And John Lowell in Beckett says that was 4.5 inches of rain yesterday. So we didn't have accurate data on that. Very localized. Got to get you to be a Coco Raz informer. And Beckett, John. And also heard from Eric in Epsom, New Hampshire. He says he also got 1.3. I say also because I didn't see any data like that near Epsom yesterday. So we need more data, more data. More dead worms to roll in. Ah, T-Rex, yeah. Just about 6 o'clock, and that storm that was over North Amherst, the top of it blew off, and there's no longer a storm, and there's the top of it going over Boston right now. Weather is fun. Oh, camera don't focus very well, does it? As I was saying, yep, Steve's in the shade. So the storm that was over North Amherst an hour ago, the top of it blew off, and there it is going over Boston right now. Cool, huh? And then there's some more cumulus up there over Winthrop and Revere Beach. Actually, they're probably a little further north than that, aren't they? Wonderful evening, summer evening. That's the way to commute right there. Mandatory Metallica, I'm not allowed to play, so let's just go out the door. That means it's past 7 o'clock. T-Rex stops abruptly. Steve's still inside. And the sky has totally cleared of at least the low clouds. Look in that direction. The top of that thunderstorm cloud blow off. Cirrus is over there. I think that's what that is. Little convection way offshore. And a nice warm summer sunset in progress. Sun's going down about a minute earlier every day now. Oh well, that's life. And I can't even see, but it looks like the Yggdrasil is not there. So the Yggdrasil is out and about. And why don't I play us out with some music and some time lapse of today. A lovely summer day. And you know our motto, Tuesdays are good if you can get them. I think Wednesday is just as good though, so you really didn't miss it. Are you on vacation? Good week for it. As long as you missed that flash flooding anyway, which we did in Weymouth and on Cape Cod. Maybe let Steve out too. Where's that baby bird? Yeah, of course he's going for something over there. So we tried to give him a good shave, but some of it was just too rough and he wouldn't let us do it. So he's got to go to a professional. He's got to be sedated, I guess. No. Leave that baby bird alone. T-Rex, do you see the baby bird? He's looking. What are you guys looking at? I know, Rex. Okay. Thanks for watching. Let's just see the time lapse and the last of the sun. So intense. Be like Rex. Chill out. Talk to you tomorrow. Just when you think you can steal some time and weed the tomatoes, something like this happens. Tremendous. Looks like a battleship or something coming in from the west up in the sky. Towering cumulus and anti-crepuscular rays. And a cat. Can't stop, won't stop.